I'm gonna be frank.
I'ma be real, honest. I got something to say. You know I'ma talk about it before we leave today. I'ma be frank.
First of all, just let me start real quick. I'm not a hat person. I'm just a hat person until I can get back in this barbershop. And so it can make it look like, you know, I'm doing something different. I'll turn it around this time. See what that look like. Just so it can look like, you know, I did this a different day and not both videos in the same day. Anyway, so just to tap in from last week's video, I talked about like my process in a very kind of condensed way. Now I'm going to talk about my physical prep, my mental prep, my spiritual prep for a role. So let's just hop right on in. So as far as physical prep goes, it varies from role to role. Now, as a former certified personal trainer, I do the very best that I possibly can to make sure that I'm in the best shape and health possible at all times. And it's so much more than just aesthetics. It's all about also the inside, your organs and your heart and things like that. You don't want to be looking good and dying inside. But for the most part, I try to stay in a middle ground area for my body type, my stature, and things like that. And my body type is something called mesomorph. And that's just simply a really fancy way to say that I can gain weight, both muscle and fat, really easy, and I can lose weight, both muscle and fat, really easy. So that's a good thing, but also got to be careful because if I like to eat a little too much, that's going to show real quick. So I try to stay in a middle ground to where if I need to bulk up for a role, it's not going to take me a long time to do it. It'll take about 6 to 12 weeks healthily and safely. And also the same thing if I need to lose weight. So that middle ground for me is, you know, roughly about 175 to 185. Because of the camera and my height and everything, I don't have to be like super. I don't need to be like 250 to look like 250. I could probably be about 200 to look 230-ish on camera, depending on, you know, angles and things like that. But also staying in shape enough to where it's not all about lifting weights either. Like you need to, like if I need to do a scene where I'm having to run, you know, a mile, I'm not, you know, killing over halfway through. So, you know, also kind of keeping that in mind as well. Now, obviously, everybody's body is different. There is no, you know, cookie cutter, copy, paste, one size fits all way when it comes to general health and fitness. It's just not a thing. You have to find specific tailor-made ways for your body and your type and your health level. So that means you have to collaborate with, you know, wellness professionals, nutritionists, doctors, personal trainers, things like that, to really find the best way to go about, you know, preparing physically for a role and just, you know, preparing physically for life to live a good, healthy, strong life. Sorry, I'm a former personal trainer. I can't not say that stuff. So as far as the mental prep goes, like I said in the last video, I'm super heady and I tend to be super heady. So I try to make sure I do all the stuff that I need to do so I won't be heady. And it's still a active practice for me because sometimes I'll just get real heady for no reason because I'm just wired that way. So it's still an active practice to try not to be heady. But again, my mental prep is just getting that out the way. And actually, for real, my mental prep kind of ties in nicely with my spiritual preparation. As far as spiritual preparation goes, it's going to look different for everybody. Some people may not even have any form of spiritual preparation, and that's fine. But I can only speak from my own personal, you know, life experiences. So for me, my spiritual preparation is me staying grounded and centered in God and my identity in God, and knowing that it's not in acting or anything else. Knowing and recognizing that He's given me the gift to do this, He's given me the calling to do this, and He qualified me to do this, both flaws and all, you know. So that all of that is enough, knowing that I'm enough, and all that allows me to stay grounded and focus on the work, but also it allows me to, you know, be open for guidance from God on how to go about my day-to-day on set. Because yes, I'm there to work, I'm there to do a job, but it's so much bigger than a job. You know, you're working with all kinds of people, and I feel like a huge part of my job as an actor is showing God's love to everybody and anybody. And it's not like you have to be doing this big you know, full out like, you know, let me tell you about the gospels, let me do all this. Sometimes showing the love of God is doing your job well, so you're not making someone else's job a nightmare. Sometimes it's listening to somebody talk about their favorite ice cream. Sometimes it's reading the room and knowing like, hey, this person don't feel like being bothered or talking about nothing, so I'm not about to even bother them. You know, if I need to interact, I'm open to that interaction. Even if it's listening to complain about something. It's not always this big grand scale, like I gotta do this. It's just simply showing love by being sensitive to other people's needs. How can I serve somebody today? How can I, you know, help somebody? And again, it's not gonna be some grandiose gesture all the time. So yeah. And that's really kind of it, y'all. Like, this wasn't a long video, but I wanted to make that first video about just like the more of the craft part of the preparation, and, you know, do a separate video with just talking about some of this other stuff. Just to talk about. Like I said before, man, get in the comments and let me know what y'all want to talk about. It does not always have to be about acting. I'm open to always talking about acting. I can talk about it for hours, and I'm passionate about it. I love it. But, you know, I'm open to talk about other things, man. Life, faith, you know, favorite video games. I have a Nintendo Switch. I love playing Mario Kart 8, and I love playing Smash Bros Ultimate. I be doing work and putting in work with Little Mac. So if anybody want to get at me, let me know. But yeah, I mean, that's it, y'all. So I'm gonna quit rambling. If you liked any of the content in this video, please take a moment to like, share, follow, and subscribe. You can do that by going to my website at frankoakleythird.com. Thank you. Peace.